Welcome back to Talkative Thursdays, the podcast dedicated to giving you the real-world overview on what it's like to live, learn, and grow abroad. I'm Carmen from Eurodesk, and this is our final episode for this year's Time to Move campaign. After talking about civic engagement, how to start your international career, and finding purpose through volunteering, let's talk about the canon event that changed the lore of your life. Learning abroad. Learning abroad isn't just studying. It's a defining moment that changed your story, because taking part definitely helps you explore your true self. When you hear Erasmus+, you probably think of the famous full semester study abroad. But actually, it's much more than that. This episode is all about learning opportunities in addition to study exchanges, such as short training courses, youth exchanges, grants to travel Europe by rail, and other funded programs through Erasmus+ that let you gain specialized academic hard skills, plus critical life skills like resilience, adaptability, and a broader global understanding, because your path doesn't have to be limited to what you know now. Let's get into this transformative experience with Victoria Garcia, passionate explorer and former Erasmus+ youth exchange beneficiary. Hello, Victoria. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Carmen.
It's great to have you here and to hear from your experience in a youth exchange. Mm-hmm. Was it a canon event for you, as we can say?
Well, yes. I actually think all the youth exchanges have little canonic or canon events, but I think that's the fun of it. And then you remember all and you go back home feeling like, wow, that was a great youth exchange event.
It's very on the point, no?
Yes.
But what was it about? Like, can you tell us about your journey and how was this youth exchange? What did you do?
Well, so I joined this youth exchange in April this year, 2025. I joined for this project that is an Erasmus Plus project, a Key Action 2 project. And I joined for this one, which was called Bicycle. So this youth exchange wanted to explore a bit how to make cities more sustainable and how to implement bikes in a more sustainable way inside the cities, and also taking into account youth and youth initiatives to implement all these questions about sustainability. Because, we went to Spain, of course, and in some cities, for example, in Spain, which were the ones that we explored, implementing the bike is not always easy, and also taking into account the youth, it's not always easy because, some cities need a lot of change or need to adapt in a fast way, and normally or sometimes governments don't have that much availability to adapt that quickly. So it's really important to take into account youth that, normally we have also other points of view that sometimes are not taken into account fully. So it was a great experience to join all this group. We were 60 in total in the north of Spain, Cantabria. And it was amazing because it was really nice to hear everyone's perspective. And again, I brought my perspectives as well, but it was great to hear other 59 perspectives that I might not think about, 50, 60 heads think more than one. So
That's true. Yeah.
It was a great experience. We went for 10 days. And that was it. We explored how many routes we could create in the north of Spain to implement those bicycle, more sustainable ways of moving, like not only bicycles, but also environmentally friendly ways of moving, or I don't know, even walking. And I went representing my association from Belgium. And exactly like that, in Belgium, we have many experience or many examples of how using the bicycle is a great way of making cities more sustainable.
Yeah, no, I mean, it sounds like a great project. And,
yes.
But there are like different types of topics, no? It's not only of sustainability. There are different topics and it depends on the project.
Exactly. This one is just one of the projects that Erasmus Plus or Discovery EU have. There's many topics to be tackled, of course, because nowadays there's many things to tackle and youth must be always there. We need to put our part. But for example, this was only one. But I've joined other youth exchanges that were about how youth can participate in EU decision making, for example, a few years ago. I know that there's many others that also take into account youth opinions. For example, next week I'm coordinating one that is related to feminism and gender equality. And this youth exchange that is happening next week, it's about gender inequalities in decision making. So as I said, there's many topics to be tackled and there's many choices out there.
Yeah. But for example, like the youth exchanges, the most known form of Erasmus is the study exchange. But how did you learn about these youth exchanges? Like, why would you recommend others to do this kind of mobility?
Well, as you said, there's many other options more than just doing the Erasmus studies, which is a great option, of course. But if, for example, I decided to join this event because maybe I was not any longer interested because I finished my studies and I was like, okay, I'm not starting other studies, but I still want to go abroad and discover and have canonic events. So I think youth exchanges are a great opportunity for that because it's just a few days or a couple of weeks, or I know even some projects are a month or less than a month. So I decided to join because I thought like, well, I still want to discover, I still want to meet new people. So these 10 days abroad are going to teach me so much. I don't need a whole year to learn all of this. Maybe this experience of 10 days would be perfect for me. And how did I learn about it? Well, I think by being active on social media, you can learn about many associations that prepare all these youth exchanges. They have so much work behind. And one of these works and activities that we have to do from behind is to promote it, to share it on social media, and to make sure that it reaches people. So it's also a bit both sides' efforts from the associations to share it and to tackle the exact audience that has to see it, but also from the audience to be a bit active and find it. For example, we shared it a lot in the ESN groups, in other associations. From YU social media, Youth for Exchange and Understanding, we shared it everywhere, social media, on LinkedIn or on Instagram, everywhere. So it's about being a bit active and looking for associations, social media, following them, and we post them constantly. Like we're all constantly doing stuff. So if you see a youth exchange, then don't think about it. There's always time to say no, but just apply and then you can choose because we have many opportunities. Yeah, of course. Like also in the Erasmus Plus national agencies, you can check in your country. And there they can inform you. Also, the Eurodesk national coordinators can inform you about the youth exchanges that are available in your country. And the local multipliers, sometimes they can know about these or even organize these activities that are happening. And this is a great advice to always be active and go look for the information. And of course, always also follow accounts on social media. Even to newsletters. For example, at Eurodesk, we have a newsletter that you can subscribe to, and we monthly send the open opportunities, and this is updated every month with the things that you can apply for. And also, for example, that's what you were saying, that it's a very interesting topic that maybe you are not studying. And there's the most known is the Erasmus for Studies, but also there's for the Joint Masters, the Erasmus Mundus. This one, you can also do it while you are studying or a fellowship. But for example, for people that is not studying, you have the youth exchanges, the Erasmus Plus youth exchanges, or if you are 18, Discover You. But by the way, today they open the call and you can apply for it if you are 18. So take a look because you can win a free rail ticket to Discover Europe, and you can also do it on a group with your friends. Really interesting opportunity. I couldn't do it. I would love. I applied in my time. I remember it was the first year that they opened it. I really wanted to do it and I couldn't. I was not selected. Wow. But there are a lot of opportunities like this, and it's great. Like also to know how does it work and what do you do at a youth exchange? Because also there are two sides, right? You can be a participant or an organizer. Yeah, exactly. Most of the times I joined as a participant, and this year that I started working in my association, Youth for Exchange and Understanding, I am coordinating and also organizing a bit some of the youth exchanges we're working on. So I have bit of both experiences and both perspectives. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, you can do it both ways. You can do it as a participant or as an organizer. And this is always great. And this is also a bit to know what is the best anecdote that you have from a youth exchange.
Honestly, so many. Like, as I said, it's full of little experiences. And then you go home and you're like, why was I there and how did this happen? But still, I loved it, and you keep it as a great experience. But I would say, for example, in the one I joined in April, we had a Polish group. They were lovely. They were amazing, very interesting people. And one of the participants, one of the first days, she told us, I joined a circus course. So I do circus studies in Poland. And we were all like, so it's amazing, but what is circus studies? And she's like, I brought some stuff, so I'll show you later. And like later in these days, when I feel a bit more confident, I will show you. And of course, feeling confident in these youth exchanges is also super important, because then you get to have more experiences like this. So we thought, okay, well, she does juggling or stuff like that. Amazing. I'm still going to enjoy it. But then one of the last nights, she was like, I enjoyed so much my time here that I want to give you as a gift a show. And she made juggling with these chain balls that you put fire on them. I don't know how they're called in English, sorry. But yeah, it's a show of you have these chain balls and you put fire and like a bit of gasoline or a specific liquid on them, so they're lighten up. And she made juggling with them. I
would be shocked if that happened to me. Like, I would be like, what is happening now?
Yeah, and everyone was like, do you need something from us? And she's like, no. As I told you, I'm doing this course. I'm an expert. I know what I'm doing. We're like, okay, fantastic. And when she started, it was incredible. Like, I've never seen it so close. And she explained how everything worked. She did an amazing show. So honestly, meeting this type of people, it's always a great experience. Because, if you also have a random amazing talent, it's also great. I don't do juggling with fires.
What is your hidden talent? Can you tell about your talent?
I don't know. I mean, not that impressive, but I don't know. I play the ukulele and I do crochet.
The crochet is now a really good one, and also the ukulele. You can always play the ukulele while the other people can do the juggling with fire.
Ukulele is dangerous, because if you bring it to the park, then you're the one who brought the ukulele to the park. So
true.
You have to be careful with that. But yeah, these experiences give you the chance to meet these people. And of course, we keep contact, not with everyone, of course, but if you can keep contact with a few people that you like the most, it's fantastic, because then you have context abroad, and that's just an incredible thing to have.
Yeah, to connect with other people, and then to share different things, and sometimes even friendship that lasts very long.
Exactly.
And it's also a way to understand the world better. Mm-hmm. But did you have any culture shock? It's not only about the place that you go to, because you also have to live with a lot of people from different countries and different cultures. And this is also shocking.
Well, I would say most of my cultural shocks that I've had is when I came to Belgium to study. I did my master's here in Belgium. And of course, every day was a cultural shock.
Yeah.
But I would say the thing that most shocked me at the beginning was the supermarkets here in Belgium. So I'm used to the Spanish supermarkets, where I know where everything is. So coming to the supermarkets here in Belgium and finding different products was an experience. And of course, you have to adapt, and you have to adapt your Spanish meals to the Belgian meals. And I feel like that was an experience. What international experiences gives you is the capacity of adapting to new situations, and one of those situations is to learn how to cook.
Yes.
Survive.
Yes.
With other products that you're not used to using. So
True, that's true. So for example, because this is something that happens a lot, that you face a lot of challenges. What is the one that you feel more proud of overcoming, and how did it change you?
Social challenges are really important to get over. For example, cultural differences in social environments are really big between Spain and Belgium. I think Belgians and Spanish people are very different, and both have good and bad ways, of course. So I think like getting to understand how Belgian socializing works, it was a huge challenge, I would say, because it's really different. So getting to know them and getting to know how socializing works here and getting to be part of it was an amazing experience. Now I have my friends here. Of course, in Belgium, one of the great things is that there is a huge international community.
Yeah.
So getting to know other cultural backgrounds and getting to learn how to socialize with people from all around the world. I think it's a challenge at first, and then you get used to it, and it's like, wow, amazing. I have friends. I even have a friend from Burkina Faso. Where else am I gonna get to know someone from Burkina Faso? So it's
yeah, and also because you get to also practice different languages.
Exactly.
And to do different like activities that maybe you would never think of because you met these people and they bring you to another experience.
Exactly.
That is completely different. Mm-hmm. And well, to apply to all these opportunities to make your applications, have you ever used the AI, the artificial intelligence? And what are your tips?
Yeah, of course I've used it. Like, I think nowadays it's stupid to say that you're not used it. Either you're lying or falling behind. I think AI is a great tool to use for these applications because, of course, if you're sending massive number of applications and you're trying to get all the opportunities by applying to many places, of course, it's a great tool to use. But, of course, using your head, as always. I think it's important to always check what ChatGPT is saying, to see if what it's saying makes sense. Yeah. I think this is common sense, of course. But if you can add something from your perspective, ChatGPT is not the Bible. You can always add to what it's saying. So if it's missing a point, don't be scared to add your own perspective. As long as it's well written and well presented, your own point of views are great to add. And I think when people applies, because for example, I've been checking applications for this upcoming event for next week. We always appreciate that small things that people add. Like, for example, I do juggling with fire, I play the ukulele, stuff like that. And ChatGPT might add it in a different way, but it's always nice to give your own touch to it. So, of course, I think nowadays you have to use these tools to make it more efficient. And if they're there, why not using it? Technology needs to advance and evolutionate. But of course, keeping personal touch is also a nice thing. And of course, making sure that it makes sense, obviously.
Yeah, surely. It's very important because you have to show who you are. Right? That's also the point. Exactly. That, of course, you can use it as a help to help you put your ideas in place, but it's your ideas
exactly.
that you should put there. And, well, this is very important. Good tips also from the other side of checking exactly. the applications. Because, yes, it's visible when it's used and if it's used in a good way.
Exactly.
Or just like to draft massively.
Exactly. Yeah. It's important to tackle it and give personal touches.
Yeah. But I wanted to talk also about another topic.
Yeah.
That it's usually a topic, like the topic when you're abroad as a young person, that it's financial stability.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Because there are many funded programs like these ones that we talked about, but also like, how is it when you're abroad and what are the funding opportunities that are out there that maybe can help you?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's many options, but for this, you really have to be active and you really need to learn about all the options you might have according to your financial situation, of course. But for example, for the youth exchanges, I think it's a great opportunity also financially because if they're organized by Erasmus Plus projects, they're fully funded or fully covered. They give you a budget. And if you don't go over that budget, all the trip, your plane tickets, your train tickets, even the transportation that you might need when you're there, it's all fully covered. So, for example, for the youth exchange I did in April, I didn't go over the budget, so everything was covered by the associations. So I think it's a great experience. Also, it's important to think that some young people are not in the best financial situation nowadays with all the crisis. Well, we all know.
Yeah.
So for them, these kind of opportunities are not only nice and fun, but they're also important because of these financial situations that we live nowadays. It's not that easy for them to find ways to travel or to meet people around or to see people around. So it's incredibly important for all youth or all young people to know that this exists, so they have options to go abroad to explore. So it's nice for them to know.
Yes. So it's also covered, and if you need to find like these kind of opportunities, they're out there.
Exactly.
And a youth exchange can be a great idea to try. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also this is the thing that it's a bit difficult to get to know about different opportunities. You have to really open your ears, let's say, to be open to listen about these new opportunities, and then look for this information. And as we were saying, of course, following all the associations, checking on the Eurodesk Opportunity Fund, our social media, our newsletter. And another way is that, now it's coming to its end, but it happens every year in October. So if you're looking at this now, maybe next year it can be your opportunity to check on it. And we have a website with an interactive map in which you can check the events and activities near you. And these activities are to inform you about the mobility programs that are available in your country, in your municipality, in your region. And it's it doesn't have to be only an information session. Sometimes there are also games, there are gincanas, there are all kind of events, really fun. And you have the chance to reach out in person, the Eurodesk mobility advisors, and ask them questions, and also get informed about specific opportunities for you. And it's a great moment to do it.
Yeah, it really is.
Have you ever heard about these activities? Have you ever participated?
Yes, about the gincanas and the city games. Yeah, I joined when I lived in Toledo. I studied there. So I joined a small activity that took place in a beautiful castle. So it was a couple of days of making games and stuff. It was to learn about the EU. So again, it's a great chance to join new people and also to learn about a specific topic. It's just amazing. So yeah, for learning, gincanas and games, but I think they happen every day, like every month. This type of activities outside or inside some associations, they're happening all the time. So keep your eyes open.
Yes.
Ears open.
Yes. And it is also like a great way to do like really short interactions and start meeting people that it's also can tell you about these programs and these opportunities. And yeah, well, it was really nice to have you, to hear from you, from your experience. And it was great to have you all also during this month that we were doing this podcast. Time to Move is coming to its end, but we will come back next year with more activities, with more events, with more things. Thank you, Victoria, for joining.
Thank you.
And just like that, we have wrapped up our Talkative Thursdays series for this year's Time to Move edition. We have spent this month going through the funding possibilities to learn, volunteer, work abroad, and make a change, proving one thing: opportunities abroad are for everyone, and you can find them all at Eurodesk. So don't hesitate to reach out and follow us on our social media. Until next time, bye!